Hey, it's Barrett with Borderkeeper. I've been playing with some coffee refractometers lately. If you remember, I got the Otago coffee refractometer a while back. And then recently I got this DiFluid pocket refractometer. It, I think, stands for digitized fluid on their website. It's got really nice packaging. Kind of reminds me of like buying like an iPhone or a Samsung phone. Really nice packaging. Came shrink wrapped. I already took the shrink wrap off. So let's pull it open, take a look. The top looks like it has some accessories. Pull out the accessories. There are instructions. It's got a certification with a stamp. It's made in China. And then it also has a product warranty card with a QR and some more information on the back. And then looks like they have English and Chinese for how to use. It's pretty intuitive, so we'll figure it out. Inside the pouch comes with a little lanyard, a USB to USB-C charger, a pipette, which I have a lot of those for my other one, and a little cloth to clean it. So looks like everything would store in there nicely. So we'll put it all back in. The refractometer itself, it's a nice little padded insert. I'll probably keep the box. I really like the packaging on the Otago one. And this thing is small. I mean, it's small. This is a standard Sharpie. Kind of reminds me of like a lipstick or a chapstick. It's very small. USB-C charger. It's got the well where you're going to put your coffee sample. It's got your display and the on button. So you can kind of see it refreshing on the screen, but in person it doesn't flicker like this. It shows, I think that's some of the Bluetooth connection, and it'll give you a temperature and then total dissolved solids. But what's really cool about this brand is they make two different kinds. One's for, I believe, bricks only, and then this one does bricks and total dissolved solids. So using the app, you can swap between them. And this one's marketed specifically for coffee at the moment. But if you open up their app, they have a drop down where you can do testing for honey, beer, various different fruits. I know there's a vineyard that I've gone to, and they're out there, they're testing grapes with something similar to this. So let me grab my iPad. So I downloaded the app on my iPad. And there's the app itself. So it's set up for drip or espresso on the main coffee screen, and it gives you different zones that you want to target. Down here it has sliders for your dose, but you can also click, and I've noticed it's a little bit difficult to like land right on. If you wanted 18.3, it can be a little bit hard to land without trying a few times. So if you come over here and you give it a flip, it is Chinese, but I mean, you only have two options. Everything else is written in English. And this is actually connected through Bluetooth. So if I had a sample in it and you click go, it says that there's no liquid right now, but it'll actually go from your iPad if you click this blue button, or you can go ahead and click it here and it'll import the data in. So what is this doing? It's taking your dose, which is the weight of your grounds, and then the weight of your beverage after it's been brewed, and it's doing a calculation for your extraction yield. And then it's using the refractometer to give you your total dissolved solids and percentage. So what it'll do is it'll take your extraction yield and your total dissolved solids, I forget which graph is which, and it'll plot a dot. And if you look, you have, this is like your lungo, your normale, your ristretto. So this is going to be like your longer pulled shot, a lot slower. This is kind of going to be your normal, and this is going to be your long pulled shot. So obviously the longer you run it, usually it's a little bit weaker. The slower it goes, the stronger it's going to be. But it gives you, what's really nice is if you enter all this data correctly and you run it, it's going to tell you about where your extraction is and how you can tweak it. So this morning I did some new beans, and I was down here kind of in that bottom corner. I was off outside the box. That told me that I'm probably pretty close, but I need to grind a little bit finer. So tomorrow I'll grind a little bit finer, and it'll probably be more in this normal box. Going back up to the top, I mentioned earlier this does total dissolved solids and bricks. So if you click the coffee, it actually gives you a long list of stuff that I'm not even going to test. But it'll give you straight bricks, which is for sugar, coffee, salty, honey, urea, brewing, and then it gets down into specifics. So if you have like an apple orchard or something that you might want to test. I know a guy that I work with has apples and peaches, so he might find some use out of one of these. But really cool, really jam-packed. I'm really impressed with the app itself. The other apps that I've used for my other refractometer, you have to enter all the data manually. So this pulls it in, and the user interface is extremely nice to use. About the only thing that I've noticed that's been a little bit off is it has Chinese right here. You just click yes or no. So everything else has been extremely easy to use. I've done some tests with my Atago, and they've been fairly close. It really depends on what you're going to use this for. If you're in the industry and you need something extremely accurate, $1,000 refractometer is not that expensive. But for your average home enthusiast, I think this is it's less than $200. And you can find them on Portakeeper's website. We're selling them because I've been so impressed with the quality and the company itself. So go to portakeeper.com. We're doing a pre-sale on them, and we're going to be ordering some more here soon. So make sure to grab those. I'm going to probably do some videos in the future doing some comparisons. They're not going to be identical every time. The Atago one, it has like a metal well, so it's going to absorb some of the heat, which is actually good. You want your coffee to be more room temperature and not real piping hot when you do your total dissolved solids. Also, it's ideal to use a filter when you're testing espresso because you're going to have a lot of suspended particles in your well. So if you're doing drip and you're doing drip through like a Chemex filter or a V60 filter, you're not going to have that many suspended solids in it. But if you have your espresso where you just have your standard portafilter, you're going to get lots of small particles that go through. Maybe a trick would be to use like one of the paper inserts. I need to try that, see how that changes the total dissolved solids. But overall, really cool. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have one. Again, check out Portakeeper's website. We have a lot of cool stuff. We're selling tampers now too, and have some pretty big news coming up for Portakeeper. It's been a year. Well, it's been more than a year in the making. So make sure to check back, subscribe, and thanks for watching.